All right, we're live, ready to go as far as I'm aware. Yep, everything seems fine. What's up? We got a short tier list. This is probably going to be like 30, 40 minutes at most because there's only 17 game. Gee, Jeez, I ate something with peanut butter right before stream. I shouldn't have done that. I'm not allergic to peanuts, but it kind of clogs your throat. Uh, Pause. Hey JJ, how you doing, buddy? But need to finish DS2? Yeah, I know, Zax. I know. I've been burnt out on DS2. That's the problem. I've been burnt out. I just Dark Souls 2 is such a Dark Souls 2 game. But honestly, I think I've just kind of been burnt out in gaming for a little bit anyway. Like I've been struggling to get through. The game I'm working on currently right now is MotoGP 06, which fucking sucks as well. And I've just been struggling. It's fucking terrible. And so it's like my motivation to play any games when all the games I'm not like enjoying right now is oof. Like I don't want to play that game. I don't want to play Tales from Space Mutant Blobs Attack or whatever the fuck the title is. I just want to I don't know what I want to play. That's the problem. But I know what I did already play, and that's these 17 games. You're struggling to finish Final Fantasy 12. I would really struggle to finish that because I don't play Final Fantasy at all. So yeah, that would be a struggle for me. But let's let's go ahead and rank the first game, which is a very obvious ranking. I mean, come on, it's Sekiro. That's literally stands for S. Like, or I guess S stands for Sekiro. Point is, it was a fucking incredible game. Once I got used to everything and actually learned how to play the game, it became like one of my favorite uh, FromSoft games. Probably top three. I'd say like Dark Souls 3 is number one, Dark Souls 1, and then Sekiro. Like, oh wait, that spoils. I forgot I have Dark Souls 1 in here. Well, we know where that's going. But yeah, I love Sekiro. I think it's a great game. Uh, B minus, is that your ranking of Sekiro? That doesn't surprise me, I guess. I remember you saying that you weren't as big of a fan of Sekiro as you were the other FromSoft games. But for me, awesome game. Loved it. Thymesia is the Sekiro like that I did immediately following it. And it's solid. Lucas. Mods, tie him up. Nah, that's Dark Souls is an easy S tier. Let's be real. Nah, Thymesia was a decent game. I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. I'd say it's a little better than a C tier, Zax. I put it in B. It's got some decent boss design outside of like the full or not the Fool's Idol. That's Demon Souls. What the fuck is it called? That giant guy that you had to like run around the arena and then like hit one spot and he dies instantly. That boss sucks. But otherwise, I think that Thymesia has some pretty decent bosses and some fun missions. Like I enjoyed it. It's a decent game. It's not as good as Sekiro, and the deflecting timing isn't as like. I guess forgiving is kind of the word. Where like I feel like Sekiro's timing is a little more forgiving than Thymesia's, but Sekiro's still definitely a harder game overall. Skyrim. Come on. Come on. It's Skyrim. This is my first time playing through Skyrim, but I fell in love with the game. Like right from the get-go, it was to me an improvement over the original Oblivion that I played last year where on 360 I gave Oblivion I think a B rank, which, in hindsight kind of crazy. But Skyrim, in my opinion, is a slightly better game for sure. I wouldn't put Oblivion Remastered in B this year, but I fucking love Skyrim. It's so much fun. It's like basically everything you could want in an open world RPG. So much to do. There's tons of great music, tons of beautiful environments. The enemy design is okay. Like that's probably its worst aspect is that enemies are a bit repetitive. But otherwise it's like an incredibly fun game to go through. And there's so much like the thing with Skyrim is that it like kind of motivates you to continuously play like even doing stuff that like isn't required for trophies or anything like that. Like there's just I wanted to go and explore extra dungeons and just do things in the game, which not a lot of games do for me. So the fact that it did that is enough to get an S rank. Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts is going to be our first C rank game. I love the Sniper Ghost Warrior series. I've talked about it in the past. It's a guilty pleasure of mine, but they're all buggy messes. All of them. Every single one I've played has been buggy. And this one's no exception. In fact, there was points in which it got frustrating because the game would just like bug out and something would happen. And otherwise, I would love to put this in like A tier. Like the actual gameplay of Sniper Ghost Warrior is so much fun to me. I fucking love running around sniping and well, not really running around per se. You're kind of sneaking around. But I like stealth games and I love sniping. Hey Centik, how you doing? Welcome in. Hope your new year is going well so far. I still haven't gotten my first completion of this year, so I'm feeling bad. But no, Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts would be a better game if it wasn't so glitchy. The gameplay is like an A rank game, but the just the bugs and constant issues. Plus, I'm not as big of a fan of the Hitman setup. Like I kind of preferred Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 having like the open world versus like in Contracts, it's basically like Hitman, the newer Hitman games where you got these missions that you're meant to like replay and do different ways, and that's kind of not as interesting to me. I'd rather just do an open world game again. Uh, Next up, we're throwback to a classic on the Xbox 360, the original Dirt, which was fucking great still. Like that game holds up exceptionally well. It gets an A rank from me, and for a 2007 racing game on the 360, like that's pretty good. An A rank. I fucking. You just got your second, and Zach's got two today. Okay, well, fuck me then. I'm joking. Congratulations. But no, Dirt. It just has a really good handling, like a physics system and just like the way the cars handle. It just feels really good, and the achievement list is like fun because it's kind of just like play the game and do everything. But they were very like, it's very just do the thing. It's not like, oh, play 1,000 hours of this game or fucking drive for 60 billion miles like some of the later entries of the series. It's just fun. Atomfall is another A rank game for me. You got a Pirate Yakuza already? That's a pretty big one. And Zach's did two shorter ones. That's fair. So far, I mean, I can actually show. So far, all I've played this year is MotoGP 06, which fucking sucks. I Am Your Beast, which is an incredible game, but I wanted to complete that last year. I just finally went back to it. Project Cars 3, which fucking sucks. Tales from Space, which fucking sucks. And Test Drive Unlimited, which I'm just waiting for my buddy to unlock the multiplayer stuff so I can finish that. The three achievements I have left are all just multiplayer. I just need another player, and it takes a while to unlock the multiplayer in the game. So he's just got to do that. But this game's pretty decent. Honestly, better than people give it credit for. But that'll be on my next year tier list, so we don't have to worry about that. Yep, Project Cars 3 is absolutely... It's such a shame, too, because I love Project Cars 1 and 2. But Project Cars 3 just fucking sucks. It's, like, such a downgrade. And it just... Like, the gameplay feels okay, but the glitchiness... I have 3 achievements that just didn't pop in that game that are stuck. and like the rivals mode that you're supposed to grind 300 points in one sitting can constantly just reset on you. I'm fucking doing it with quick resume right now on Xbox so that it doesn't reset. Racing games just don't do it for you. See, that's the thing is I love racing games, but there is such a variety of like really good ones like Dirt and really really bad ones like MotoGP 06 and Project Cars 3. Anyway, Atomfall. Atomfall was like, the whole it's like a Fallout game. It's open world and sorta, and it's like a first person shooter stealth, but it's not as much of an RPG, I'd say, as like Fallout. Like it's more of a first person shooter that's just open world. And even then the open world is kind of small cuz it's actually split into like multiple maps. But I will say that I still had a lot of fun with it. Obviously, it's an A rating game. I thought the story was really cool in Atomfall. I thought that the gameplay felt good. I really enjoyed the melee combat, but it's kind of hard. It is one of those games that I feel like had a lot of really cool quirks. Like there was that really cool achievement just for like the full English or whatever they called it, where it's just a bunch of different like British food that you had to eat within 5 seconds. Like there was just cool little quirks like that, but other than that, I do find myself having a hard time like remembering specific details about the game. Like it is kind of just one of those open world FPS games that fall in the same camp as like Far Cry's and stuff like that, where they're just kind of like games that exist and they're fun to play, but they're not exactly going to stick with you forever. I think Atomfall kind of falls under that for me, which is kind of funny to put it in A rank when it's like that. But I think that the gameplay is fun, and I thought that the setting and atmosphere of it was good enough to kind of carry it up there. Now, here's racing game that's good. Yeah, exactly. Burnout 3. I played. I don't know that I've ever played Burnout 3. Here's a wild take. Here's gonna be the wildest take. I don't know if I want to put Atlas Fallen in S or A. I think I'm gonna put it at the top of A. I think its story is a bit too generic and kind of like whatever to really consider it an S rank. But I think that the gameplay of Atlas Fallen is fucking incredible. Like the actual combat feels so good. It's like a hack and slash. Oh, you'd rank it an A as well. Awesome. See? So Zax can back me up. Atlas Fallen got a lot of shit when it came out. It was rated a pretty low game, but like playing it after the Reign of Sand update, which I think is really expanded the game and made it a better experience. I don't have the previous experience with the game. I only played it once the update came out, and I had such a good time with the game. I gave it like a 4.5 out of 5 stars on TA. Like I just had such a good time with it. It's hack and slash, kind of like Devil May Cry, stuff like that, but it's nowhere near as difficult. However, there's like this whole system where you can customize what your combos do, and then as well as special moves, and like you unlock a bunch of different ones, and then you set them to do certain things on your bar. Like as you fill up your combo meter, you unlock passive abilities, or you unlock the ability to use something that's like an active button press that does a special move. It's really cool, and I think that the customization in combat is what makes it such a fun game, because you can really like change the way that the game feels. So I adjusted to the settings. It didn't give me motion sickness. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. Also, just sliding around on the sand is pretty fun. Like, just finding all the collectibles and stuff, I found that the traversal system in the game was fun enough that it didn't feel like a slog to find everything. And there's plenty of fast travel points in the game, so it's again, not really a pain in the ass. On to our next racing game, WRC, or EA Sports WRC, which replaced the WRC series, Generations and stuff. Codemasters took it over from KT Racing. And how you doing, Rag? I don't know if I said that already, but either way, what's up, buddy? But I would say that EA Sports WRC is a B tier. it's a bit of a downgrade in my opinion from like WRC Generations. I didn't care for the way the career mode was. It was really basic compared to Generations, and it just didn't feel like it was fleshed out as much as it needed to be, considering they wanted to replace it. And then it's like the new hub for when they released WRC. This came out in 2023, but they released a 2024 version, and it was just an update to this game rather than like being its own new game. And so it's like this is now the base for all WRC games, at least for a while. And I think that because of that, it makes it even more disappointing because it's not a fleshed out career mode and stuff like that. That it's like, you know, for years to come, there's not going to be a more fleshed out campaign now. Like, that is just what this game is. And so I think that, like, them taking away some of your options, like your team building and stuff like that, just, there was team building, but it's just not as intuitive as Generations. I just didn't find it to be super fun. But it was still a fun game. Like, the handling was still good. Some of the track design was incredible. Like, it was a beautiful game. But it just didn't live up to Generations for me. Doing good, doing some crossword puzzles while listening to this? Hell yeah. Can you tell I used to be a game reviewer but forgot how to do it like 4 years ago? Because Jesus Christ, I'm stumbling. I should have wrote a script for all this. Anyway. Gunhead. It's a fucking it's like a retro roguelike first person shooter. It's not actually retro, it's just like inspired by retro games. It's decent. The best part about it is that Jerma voices a line in the game, or voices one of the characters in the game, which was like super fun when I first found that out, and hearing his voice lines was like, oh my god, it's Jerma. But the actual game is just kind of like, okay. It's a fine FPS. It's not as buggy as Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts, but it's also not as fun to play, which is why it gets the same rank. But as far as the game is concerned, it's just an alright FPS. It's also a really easy completion. Like, it takes like 12 hours, and there's nothing that's complicated or difficult about it, other than like, you have to kill every single boss in the game, but obviously because it's a roguelite, that means like just doing multiple runs until you find each boss, because it's random which ones you get. But otherwise, it's like not a hard completion at all. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Come on. I'm correcting a mistake I made last year. Oblivion never deserved to be in B tier. And playing through this remaster is what finally set that in my mind. It's like, okay, yeah, this is an S tier game as well. It's not quite Skyrim for me. I think that I prefer Skyrim slightly. But the Oblivion remaster, first of all, they did a phenomenal job remastering the game. It looks incredible. It is just an absolutely beautiful game. And it takes up like 150 gigs. Or no, it's not that big. It's like 70 some gigs. But yeah, no, it's an incredible game. The open world is still really fun to explore. It's got great... The one thing that I didn't realize until I played through Skyrim was how good Oblivion's guilds were. Because the guild quest lines in Oblivion are so much more fun than the Skyrim guild quests. I think that Skyrim has a better world to explore, but Oblivion has better quests, if that makes sense. And because I'm more of an exploratory gamer, I still find that Skyrim piques my interest slightly more. But both games are phenomenal. Started the original and stopped because why not? Yeah, you gotta play Oblivion, dude. Oblivion is so good. Oblivion, yeah, B rank, yeah. Well, this year I fixed it. What about Morrowind? I don't know. If they remaster that and put achievements or trophies in it, maybe. Until then, I don't know. Not gonna find out, because holy shit, that game looks like it's gonna be a frustrating mess to try to get into in 2026 with no experience. Without a remaster, I don't think I'd bother with that one. Next up, we have The Last Faith, which I would also put in A tier. I think that The Last Faith was a really, really good. In fact, I'd put it above Atomfall for sure. It was a really, really good Metroidvania Souls-like. Like it was it I wasn't sure what I would think of it because I didn't like Salt and Sanctuary, which is another 2D Souls-like. So I was worried going into it that I wasn't going to care too much for The Last Faith, but it really holds its own. And I need to go back to Salt and Sanctuary anyway. I played that before I played any of the Souls games. So it's totally possible I just didn't enjoy it because I didn't understand the gameplay. But yeah, The Last Faith is a fucking incredible game. I think that the final boss, I remember being incredibly frustrating. It took me like an hour to beat it, but it was super rewarding at the same time, like once we finally did. And actually I don't know if it took me an hour, but it was definitely like hard. I remember the final boss tripping me up for a while. But other than that, it was like such a fun game to experience. And the other bosses aren't too hard in that game. It's kind of just like a fun Souls-like where each boss is only going to take a few tries. Exploring the map is a lot of fun. Like, of course, every Metroidvania should be. If it's not fun, then you made a bad Metroidvania, because that's like half the point of the game. Elden Ring Night Rain. This is another tough one for me to rank between A and S, because I think I gotta give it S just because I got so addicted to it that I played it for like 50 hours after getting the achievements. But now going back to it like recently, I wasn't like super into it anymore. I felt like Night Rain kind of just like that hype for me died off, and like I went back for the DLC. I even played it with a friend afterwards off stream, and it still just wasn't like hitting for me the same way. Game bugged and made me. Oh, must be nice. I had to beat that boss legit, and that last boss is tough. But yeah, I'd say Night Rain is like a okay, or not okay. I'm not gonna say okay and put it in S rank. I think it would be unfair to give it anything less than an S because of how addicted I was when it came out at launch. I loved the game at first. I even thought it was better than regular Elden Ring at first. But going back to it, I'm definitely like less enthralled by it now. I think the new map sucks ass, firstly, and I think that's part of why I didn't care for going back, is because like I do not like the new map. And half the time you spawn in, you're gonna spawn on that one. So it's just But the actual game is still a really solid gameplay experience. I love the way that they made all the characters have different abilities, and it actually felt like it mattered. Zax, you didn't even play Night Rain because it makes you motion sick. You can't give it C rank. uh, but no, I think that it's a really well done, balanced for co-op game. Like as far as balancing goes, they really nailed it. They they could have easily messed that up, but I think that the way that they balanced the game was actually kind of perfect. The Last Rolling Hero, it's kind of shovelware-y. It's not quite shovelware-y. Like I thought about putting it in C, but realistically, it is like the worst game I played this year. But I didn't hate it. It's like a little third-person shooter where you roll around as a ball. It's kind of ass, but also not that bad, if that makes sense. It's fine. It's just kind of like this is a $5 game and it shows. I don't even want to. It doesn't warrant talking about more than that, to be honest. It's kind of jank. I don't. There was actually no point in including this on the. I could have just like left this game out and it would have been the same. But I guess we had something to put in D rank. C, we got MX versus ATV Alive. Probably the weakest racing game I played this year, just because it didn't even have a fucking career mode. It's just like single races and multiplayer and shit like that. Like it was kind of just like a whatever racing game. Like all the other MX versus ATV games are definitely better than this one because they at least have a career mode, so it feels like there's a point to playing them. This one just kind of felt like there's no point in playing this game. Why am I doing that? But I got all the achievements anyway because it was kind of easy, and it's an MX versus ATV game, and I like them. I'm really into motocross racing games, which is kind of a very niche thing, but it's a niche thing that I enjoy. Now we can talk about a game that we all actually witnessed on stream. I think I'd give it a B rank. Akimbot. This was like the first game I came back to streaming with when we did the random wheel, and it's a really fun third-person shooter platformer. You all remember the connection between what the fuck were they? What were their names? I don't even remember their names now. But the characters were super fun. Best dubbing, yeah. The voice acting was something else. But no, Akimbot was a really cute game. Ratchet and Clank, essentially. That may as well be what they were because they were just like ragging on each other back and forth and just having a good time. The one guy is really whiny. It was something similar to Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, it was definitely like a Jak and Daxter style retro platformer. It felt like a PS2 game, but in a good way, not like it feels like a PS2 game, more like it felt like a PS2 game. Like I liked it. It's a B rank game just because it's like it's not gonna blow your fucking mind. It's not gonna blow your socks off, but it is solid for what it is, and I think that it's definitely better than every game below it. In fact, I'd probably put it above Thymesia and WRC at the top of B because it is a solid game, and I think that it's cute. Plus, it goes on sale for like $6 all the time. Okay, the obvious rank. Let's not even fucking play around. It's kind of cheating to even include this because I like skipped including The Surge because I did it and put it on my tier list last year, and I did Dark Souls Remastered last year and put that on the tier list. But this is technically the Xbox 360 version, which has some differences, and that's why I'm putting it in S rank and not just skipping it entirely. But Xe and chipset, you're right, that's what it was. Because we kept making it's so good it gets ranked again. Yeah, exactly. The double S tier winner, Dark Souls 1. Yeah, no, Dark Souls 1 is one of my favorite games of all time. It's not quite Dark Souls 3 for me, but it's up there. I would also put Dark Souls above probably that, and I'd probably put if I was going to organize S rank and go by like my favorite game of the year, I'd probably put Skyrim at number 1, and it would look something like this. Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. I'd maybe move this there. And that's about it. It's not quite as good. Yeah, okay. Maybe. I was trying to come up with a comeback and I just lost it completely. But yeah, no. Dark Souls 2 is not going to be in S tier, just like it wasn't last year. When I did Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. Yeah, the Xbox 360 version of Dark Souls 2 is not going to be S tier. We already know that. And then finally, we have one more game. The last game I completed of 2025. I had to remember what year it was. I'd probably put Wreckfest in B tier as well, above WRC. Like, Wreckfest is a pretty good, solid racing game. If you enjoy, like, Demolition Derby style games where the point is to wreck each other, it's a lot of fun. It's a bit of, this is my second time through it, and I think on my first run through the game, if I was ranking back then, I probably would have put it in A tier. But going through it a second time, I'm kind of like, it's fun, but it kind of wears thin on you after a while. So I think B tier is where I'd put it now. But ultimately, that's it already. It's been half an hour. It's surprising how quickly you can get through 17 games. Like, I should have... Actually, I can real quick. I want to pull up the pictures from the last 2 tier lists. Where are they? 2023 completed tier list. Yeah, there we go. I wanted to just... I closed that for obvious reasons. But yeah. Need to play Nostalgaia and Bleak Faith. But it's like, if you compare it to like 2020... 2023 and 2024, it's like I completed so many more games the last couple of years than I did this year. Also, no F rank game at all this year. Like the lowest ranked game is a D rank, and honestly, it was like bordering on C rank because it was just kind of fine. But Bleak Faith for sure. Nostalgaia, like technically that is on my 2024 as well. So it's like the Surge I did again this year, but I didn't include it in the tier list. But I did do it on Xbox One as well. The original, the Surge. I'm hoping next year I have more games to talk about because it does feel kind of like small, only talking about a handful of games. Ooh, why did my stupid phone screen turn off? Yeah, it's like you look at this tier list, it's like, wow, that's tiny compared to the first one and the second one. But yeah, that is my 2025 completion tier list. That the biggest tier is S tier because I mostly focused on high quality games. Like S and A and B are all like tiers that are like these are solid games. I'd recommend all of these games in these tiers. C, I'd recommend Ghost Warrior Contracts if you have the patience, and even then I wouldn't recommend buying it anymore because of fucking C or who's there, City Interactive, the fucking devs of Lords of the Fallen. Like fuck them guys. But yeah, like I guess I wouldn't recommend MX vs ATV Alive or Gunhead or Last Rolling Hero. Like if I was gonna say like these games are kind of meh. But otherwise, it's like this is a good year. I mean, 2025 kind of sucked, actually, like in general. But my gaming was pretty good. I played some good games last year. I was hoping to have a little bit more filled out, but I took 3 months where I didn't play like games hardly at all, and that really slowed me down. Like if I look at my this is just my period summary for not 2026. 2025. This is my Xbox One. 0 points. Well, you can ignore January and February because I played on PlayStation those months. But it's like May, nothing. June, barely anything. July, barely anything. August, pretty low. And then it's like September, I started getting back into gaming. But it's like, eh. But I guess it feels weird to say, but I guess thanks for joining me. It was a small little stream this time, but you know we had some good times. Wait, what's? Oh my stupid chat like. Surge 2, yeah, I need to go back to Surge 2. Starting with DS3. For next year, probably not. Well, actually, my first completion of 2026 is probably going to be either Test Drive or Dark Souls 2. You still completed a lot of games 2025. Maybe that what was it, but it's 2026 now. Yeah, it'll be better. That's for sure. I'm hoping that 2026 goes much better because I wanna complete at least I Am Your Beast, Test Drive, and Mutant Blobs from this. I'm really at the point where I think I'm going to throw in the towel on MotoGP 06. I've been trying. This game fucking sucks. I rated it 0.5 stars out of 5. Like, this game fucking sucks. It is so miserable to play. So I might just throw in the towel and just be like, I just don't want to spend my time being miserable. And other than that, it's like, I Am Your Beast is incredible. This game is like, this would be my game of the year for 2025 if I actually fucking completed it. This would be number 1 probably. Well, I don't know if it'd be above Skyrim, but it is fucking great. It is just a first-person shooter where you just run, gun, beat the shit out of everybody and kill them as quickly as possible. And then the cutscenes are all just people talking about how they can't fucking beat you and how they're scared to death of seeing you. It's incredible. Like, who doesn't want to play a game where it's just that brutally violent? Other than Zax, because it's a first-person shooter. But it's great. You don't want to play a game like that, Centric? A brutal. It's a speedrunning FPS. So basically, every single level is on a timer, and you get points or time reduced for like kills in different styles. So it's all about like getting S ranks by trying to kill people in different unique ways while running through a level as quickly as possible. And that's the whole game. Like every level is like maybe a minute or two at most. And you are just running and gunning. It's fucking fun. And I play it on mouse and keyboard on my PC because I feel like on a controller that would be kind of a pain in the ass. It's in Game Pass, so you could try it, Centric, for like completely free. Like you can just try the game out and see if you like it. But yeah, no, it's a great game. You don't have Game Pass anymore. That's fair. I just got mine back like a few months ago. Oh, and these are like my friends. Whoops. Anyway, planning on playing next, like on stream, probably just finishing Dark Souls 2, and then after that, I don't know. We might maybe spin the wheel, or I'll have something decided by then. Or there is a plan maybe with a buddy of mine, but we'll see if that goes through or not. And when? That's a great question. Maybe Monday night, maybe. We'll see. Sunday or Monday night. I don't know. Probably Monday night. Probably not Sunday. But we'll see. It's hard to say. I know that I want to get back to completing more games, though. So, we'll do what we can. Figure something out. I have a lot of games to get through, so my backlog is pretty full. That means plenty of opportunities to stream interesting stuff. But I thank you guys for joining me. This is my completed tier list. If you enjoyed this, subscribe. Although it's all my regulars anyway, so it's like, what are you gonna do? But yeah, this was a nice short one. See you next time. See you next time, Zax and JJ and Centric. See ya on the flip side. And Rag. I'm not going to forget you, Rag. Don't you worry. I'll unmod you and then mod you again, too. JJ. Anyway. See ya.